Hi, it's Malcolm here and welcome to another TTS video. So in this video I'm going to talk about a little idea that was put forward by Victor in the FB group, our Facebook group, which I'll link in the description below. But basically we've noticed that this top column, we've noticed that the AVG, or Victor noticed that the AVG column was dobbing really well. Now I'm not going to go into the results page for this. I just want to kind of do a live demonstration. So I've already recorded today's video of me actually trading several selections. Now I'm not obeying or following Victor's idea to the T, because I think his is only you select the average one if it's the only green one at the top, something like that. I'm not too sure. I'm just selecting every AVG one top selection if I feel it's worth trading, and I am only going for a free tick trade. So I'm trying to trade out before the off, but you'll see that a couple of times I have to go in play as well, and even one that went quite a way away from me before the off just came in and traded. So we need to thank Victor for looking at this, and he's actually recording a load of these selections anyway. I'm playing with them as I always do, and I will explain in the video exactly what I'm doing. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I've sorted by this column, and what I'm going to try and do today is do a few trades using this column. Now the reason we're going to use it is because it's really good at finding dob selections. In other words, selections that drop by half price in play. So whatever the price is at the off or BSP, they generally drop to 50% below that price in play, so they generally play well. I mean, and you can tell that by other things as well, like they've got dob PL, their tick values are over 50, they have a BR rating of 4, which means generally they do better than expected in a race. And there are all these things kind of pointing to it. It's obviously got first last time out. It did get pulled, but that doesn't mean the price didn't still go down. It just got pulled later. So generally this runner looks like it does reasonably well in play. Now, but our goal is not to just try and trade in play. Our goal is to try and trade before the off, and then if it doesn't work out, we go in play to try and finish the trade off. So you can do this in a couple of ways. Now I normally use ladder software like BetAngel. That's my favorite software for using. In this occasion I only need 2 runners on the screen. I normally have 3 or 4. It depends on what type of trading I'm doing. Now racing doesn't start for another 40 minutes, so I'm not going to be trading yet, because I want to trade somewhere between 5 and 3 minutes before the off. I'm going to watch that price. I suspect that this price may go out, so I'm back into lay, which means I need to back first, which would be on this side, because this is the reverse to what you normally see on Betfair. Which is like this. So Betfair, you have the back on that. It's just I prefer the lay on the other side for some reason. But I'm going to show you actually doing it on the Betfair screen, because you can do it using the cash out. The only problem is when it gets in play, it's more easy sometimes to do it with the ladder software, but we can set the bet up. What we have problems with is trying to trade out if things are going wrong for us, where we can do some other things using the ladder software, like gradually increasing our loss, but like doing it slowly. So you can say, right, the price is going out, I'm going to take some of that out, and you can actually make it so you hardly lose anything in the end, and only if that horse actually goes on to win. So there are things you can do to limit your losses, which tend to be easier to do with a ladder and software than they are with the Betfair screen. The thing that you have to remember in the Betfair screen, sorry, we've got a couple of dogs having a bit of a fight, not a play fight, by the way, not a massive fight, but you have to remember that in the in play market, it takes a couple of seconds before a bet is actually put into the market. So keep that in mind. That's why you kind of have to think a little bit ahead when you go in play. And that's why we set the trade up before we go in play, so that we automatically have it set there ready for when we go in play. So if it's a bit like sorry, if I just move up a little bit, if I was to place a back bet now and then a trade out, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to mess it up, if I say and then tick keep all, it will keep that bet in play. So, and the same is on the Betfair screen actually. You can literally, when you place your bet, the one that's unmatched, which will be the lay bet, which is the way we're trading, we're back in first and lay in second, you actually tick the bottom, keep bet in play or whatever it says, and then when it goes in play, you won't have to wait those 2 seconds because your bet will already be there, and it's likely to be quite ahead of the queue. So if the price does come down but only just touches it for a few seconds, you still may have a good chance of getting matched. So that you're kind of setting yourself up for the best trade possible. Now, I'm only going, although these selections do dob generally, and I mean, you only have to watch them and you'll see that often the price can drop quite considerably in play. I'm only going for free tick trading. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm trying to build up a stake and making so much from that stake. And I'm trying to increase a stake by taking 50% of my winnings and adding them to my stake each time. Now, I could go for more ticks, and on some occasions I have. I mean, if I see something happening and I think that price is going to drop a bit lower, I could cancel my bet and then go low, or you can stagger your bet as well. So it's easier to do again with the ladder, which you can't actually do it with the with Betfair, but I could stagger out my stake. So just for an argument's sake, I know that it's only £3.12, but this is the second day of using this. If I place my first trade here at £3.12 and got matched, I could say, okay, well, I think it might go down lower than 3 ticks. So I could actually split my stake up into, say, £1. So I could just change BetAngel there and put like 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So the first one gets matched at, say, 3 ticks, but then if it keeps going down, the second one gets matched at a bit lower down and the third one a bit lower down. So I get a little bit more money for the same trade. So there are other things that you can do to improve your trading, or you might just say, look, I'm pretty sure that's going to go for 5 ticks. So you could just say, right, I'm going to go 5 ticks. If it doesn't reach that, then I'll drop back up. I kind of have this rule, and I'm not sure how well it works, but if a price comes down to 2 ticks, like when I'm trying to trade 3 ticks, if it comes down to 2 ticks 2 or 3 times, then I get the feeling it's not going to hit the 3 ticks, so I'll take the 2 ticks. But you know, you kind of learn to trade like that as you get more experienced, and that's why I like the method I'm going to teach here. Is that we start off with a very small stake. We take half our winnings and add them to our stake. So we're gradually building up our stake. I mean, from yesterday, I went from £2 to £3.12 just after 8 trades, okay? And in fact, I made £2.30 odd yesterday when I started with £2 stakes trading. And some of those trades were only, 7 pence and stuff like that. Some were better because I was on higher odds. And so the trade out was better. But you kind of get a mix during the day. Some of the prices are really low and you only make a few pence. Some of them are a lot higher and you make a bit more money. So you even out about 3 to 5% a day, depending on how many trades you do and how well you do. But that's what we're kind of looking for, that kind of 3% figure overall for the day. And that means that we're growing our stake by 3% every day and putting half of that money into the bank each day as well. So we only use half. So if all goes wrong, we've still made some money and left it in the bank, and we've only lost half of that. So the only thing that we ever lose fully is our first start stake. So if we start from £2, when we start making money, the only thing we can lose after that is the £2 start stake. So like yesterday, I made £2, as I said, £2.30 or something like that. I could actually start today with £2 again and just say, right, I've covered the £2 from yesterday. So it doesn't matter what happens now. I've covered that £2 and I'm going to start again today. And then from now on, I can't lose anything. I am playing with other people's money, and so it can go up and up. and as long as I'm only using half of what I make from each successful trade, I am putting money in the bank, and I am, even if I lose all that, half of it will still be in the bank. So it's kind of win-win situation. You can't go wrong once you've covered your initial stake. So I would suggest you do this for one or 2 days. Try and cover your first £2 stake. As soon as you do that, then you know you're covered, and then start again. It put you a couple of days behind. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start from £3.12 today, which is where I ended up yesterday. Anyway, so I'll come back a bit later when we're getting close to the race, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're at about 3 minutes. I'm going to go over to Betfair and place a bet on this one, which is dropping quite rapidly, I think. See, it is dropping rapidly. Now we could wait, but I'm kind of worried about it going under that 3, because I don't think it probably will. So we keep getting, I hate bets like this. I might just wait a second to see if it comes back up. This is why I prefer the ladder, because you can just kind of, you can go to it. So we've got match. So right, so we're going to go down 3 ticks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it here. Okay, so basically we're going to go, and then we got matched. What did we get matched at? 3.1. Yeah, so we go 1, 2, 3 ticks, 2.98. Okay, and we're going to place that bet. It's going to view open bets, and we're going to say keep. Now that will keep us in play. Now there's other things you could do here. You could, if you kind of get an idea of what the price you want to get matched at, or the amount of money you want to make, you could just go to auto cash trade out and say, you know, trade out if I make at least 10 pence or something like that. But the best way to do it is here. Now if you go back over to the trading software, you'll see that bet is actually there ready to get taken. Now I've only done this quickly because I want to do a video about it, but I may well have waited, because I don't like following prices down. I never have. What I normally do is wait until they stop, see what happens then, and then decide whether to get in or not. So you know, this one's gone back at the moment, which often happens is they have this run down and then they stop, and you see what's happening now. Now that doesn't mean they won't come back down again, but you know, it possibly will. Also it needs to break through this 3, which can sometimes be a problem when they break through, trying to get these runners to break through these numbers. But the other side of that is if they do break through those numbers, they can sometimes come down quite a bit. So it's kind of one of those things, but we'll hold it here and just see if we get that match before the off. Now it's about 1 minute. Now normally I'd fire up the screen and start watching the race and see how far we are from the off as well, and I haven't done that today because that's quite difficult to do when you're recording, is having things going on all over the place. I'm just going to see if I can get the live stream up. So I won't put the volume on. I'm just going to see if it gives me the live screen. Sometimes I have trouble getting it when the video is recording for some weird reason. I don't know why. But yeah, it's not kind of showing it at the moment. So we'll do it without the screen, and we'll just wait for the market to go in play. Oh, and we've got match. So if we now look, we've actually got matched. So I got matched to 37 because we've done it as an actual same stake. You can see here. See, normally I'd green out here. Now, because we've got it same stake, if we wait, it might go down to 14 pence, and we could trade out there to make a little bit extra. Now, what we generally tend to do is just green up by clicking this one, but I added the same stake, and that's why it hasn't greened up on all the others. So your kind of decision now is, so let's just, I'm going to green up there, and I'm going to keep that all. So and you can see how much that's come down. And if Poker Master wins, then we only make 13, but if it loses, we make 14 pence if any of the others win. But that's kind of how it kind of works. But now we've done that trade, and you can see it just came in just before the off. And yeah, there is an argument we could have got a lot more from that trade, but at the moment just trying to build up stakes. So that's another, if we call that 12, So that's another 6p we can add to our stake. So I'll go over to my settings, edit settings, and what did we say? Another 6p or whatever. So we change that to 18. This is not a big trade. Sometimes on the bigger numbers you get better trades, and maybe I could have held out. Now you can see this is still dropping kind of in play. If we look at the actual, the BSP was 2.71. We got matched at 3.1, so we was lucky. But already in play that had just gone below that 2.71. So it is about 3 ticks already. So you could have got it in play, and maybe the runner will win. That's not unusual for these runners to either come really close to winning or win. So again, it's one of those things you'll never know for sure. But you know, all we wanted to do was trade those 3 ticks, and we got it. The other thing to do is we're waiting to see if this runner actually drops by half in price if you're dobbing. I'm not sure it's going to make it now. I keep pausing the video because I didn't want to just keep having the video around. It doesn't look like it's going to make it now, but you can never tell with in-play prices. It can sometimes go out and come flying back in like it has now. I mean, it went out and they thought it wasn't going to win, and now it's coming back in again. So, and it's almost there. There you go, and it dobbed, and I think it's going to win the race by the looks of it. So there you go. It won there looks like it's won the race. So on to the next one. Okay, so this next runner is Carl Philippe, or however you pronounce that. As you can see, it's rank 1, but it's up here. Green's right across the board, so generally we kind of think they're a good one to trade anyway. Now, there's a couple of things with this runner. Is it has 106,000 traded on it, and the next one, which I think is Karma, has only got 25. So it's what is generally called a money trade. In other words, I think that Bernard came up with the idea of a money trade whereby you know these tend to have so much money on it, just forces them down. But you have to be a little bit careful with them because they can obviously go the other way as well. So what I tend to do is kind of wait to see what happens nearer the off, because you can see this runner's coming down. Now I've only got 2 runners at the moment. If I put more in, so if I put that to say 4, then the nearest to that is really this 9.2 over here. So unless this comes down significantly, then this is probably going to come in, but you can't be sure. Yeah, it's kind of sat here all day, which is the worry. It's not really showing it's coming down at the moment, but there's a lot of money on this side, which generally means it's probably going to come in for a bit. The other thing is, personally, I don't really like trading these low figures because it doesn't take a lot of money for it to move outwards, and the trades aren't really worth it. But you see, we've got this money going up here, so I'm going to, oops, wrong bloody amount, of course. So we got this money trading there. So I was going to get in there, and now I'm a bit late. I've always said I don't like following money down, and I kind of did that there. So, and you can see that, you know, we're not going to make much from this if it trades out. This is probably a little bit early. When we hit the 4 minute, then you seem to get a lot more money coming in. And you see this money is now building up this side, so it's kind of going against us. We've got a good chance of getting 3 ticks though. It could go up and it could go down. We just don't know really what it's going to do. So we'll just wait a second and don't see where it goes. I mean, you can go for more if you think this runner's going to really come in to try and make it up. But as I said, I don't really like trading them. I just don't think there's enough, you know, there's enough money, and the risk is sometimes a bit too much for the amount of money you can actually make on them. But and you can see there, some money's flooded in, it's pushed the price up again, and this is what tends to happen. And this is actually the best time to trade them, is when they suddenly have a fluctuation upwards, and then you kind of look at them and go, okay, so you know, that's probably going to come down a few ticks, and that's when I really do prefer to get into these runners. So you see what I meant about around about 4:30, just into the 4 minutes, suddenly some money came into the market and made the price go up. Now that might equalize up and come back down again. It might just be there was suddenly a load of lay money put into the market to try and, and the price just shot up as it wiped out a load of the back money. And that sometimes happens quite a bit, especially on these low price runners. And you can see that, it's coming up to its top level here. This is where, and we traded right below its lowest level, which is probably not a good idea. But let's just see what happens and whether we can get out of this. Now I'm gonna do this all in here, so I'm gonna keep all on this. So as you can see, it's gone right against this, and this is why I really do not like these short prices, because they often just fly against you because one of the others comes in, and it's not that they still don't think it will win, it's just that the market's sorting itself out and it's just putting a lot of pressure. But you see how it does actually fly down a bit, so it's kind of gone up, come down, gone up. And so if we'd have caught it at the right place, we would have been all right. But sometimes this runner can literally come right back down before the off, so all is not lost really. It's just that and this is where I could be tempted to put another trade in and just see if I can save it a little bit, but I'm just going to leave it and we'll see where we are in play and see if this runner does actually do as well as we're expecting in play. So they're not far from the off, and they're actually, they're in play now, so we'll just see what happens. You just got to kind of keep an eye on where the price is going really, and whether this runner does do what we're expecting it to do. But this is definitely one of those trades I really do dislike. And you see the prices are all over the place in running, so I don't know, it seems to be coming. You just don't know where you are, to be honest with you. You just have to wait and decide. This is where you decide also, look, I'm just not going to take the chance on this one, I'm just going to get out. But if you was watching the race and I'm not listening to the commentary, oh, there we go, we did get matched in the end. So I mean, you've got the other side of this is that these selections do top a lot in play. It definitely went down in price then, so we got our trade for like 6 pence, so it's not a great deal, but it's a trade, so we go from there. I'm not going to watch the rest of this race, I don't think, to see if it dobs. It may well, but that's the other thing, if you're going for dobs, you don't want to go for dobs on a 1.91 runner. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Okay, so our next runner is Imperial Joe, which is in the 14.8, so that's not actually far away, so we're actually kind of close. So let's find Imperial Joe, and we got quite an outsider. Now these ones are a little bit more difficult, and I don't always put my full stake on these because you don't need to make a bit of profit, but we're going to do it. But I'm not going to do it yet. I'm just seeing. See, the other thing is with when you're looking at these outsiders is that there's not a lot of money, and so when you get up to like trading 20, 50 or £100 or more, you're going to really struggle to get that in without affecting the price. So you need to feed it in slowly to do anything, and then you're going to really have a bit of trouble. So you need to go right before the off before you probably do it. But in the early stages, you can do these without too much hassle. But when you get to the stages where you've got more money, you're going to have to forget them because there's just not enough money on the markets really to help you out unless you just feed it in. But you can see that this one's kind of up and down, so we're at 4 minutes, and there's now a space there, which means it could go up or down, or I don't know. So we're just going to wait, I think, and just see what happens. I mean, this is not enough money on it really. So yeah, we're 2 minutes before the off, and some money's starting to come in now. So let's see if we can get in there and just see if we can get a trade out before. So we'll go for 3 ticks as always, and just see if it drops down. Again, you can never tell with these. We're just waiting to see if some more money comes in on it. So it's coming down. Just see if there's a bit of money here though that's got to be matched, and this counts for a lot in runners where there's not much money. I mean, this is a Taunton race and there's just not much money on it at all, to be honest with you. But you could almost decide to get out, but that money's disappeared, so that was holding it up. So I think we're going to be all right. Yeah, we got it. So again, we've got it before the off. So starts off at 18. Let's just see what it does as far as Dobbin's concerned. If it comes down anymore. 17, it's coming down in price. But well, actually it's not far off it. What's that? Got to be 9. That was 8.8 or something. It's not far off it. Yeah, there you go. It's actually dobbed in play, and this is, you know, again we're seeing this average one dobbing in play. I mean, it only it's coming down again, and there it is again. So it's not like you couldn't, you know, absolutely have done it. And you see the trade out button now, it's giving me more. Look at this one. Okay, so our next one is Wise Eagle, and I forgot to put my stake up, so I need to do that first. So I just won about 33. So settings, edit settings. So what? We'll put another 15. So make that 33 or something. Yeah, that'll do. I don't think I included that favourite, but I tend to be pretty blasé about it. I'm not like making sure everyone is done. Anyway, let's go to the market. So was our what was our runner again? I think it was Wise Eagle, wasn't it? So our runner is Wise Eagle, and we've got to get in here now really. Well, let's put in, see what happens. 1 2 3 ticks. Probably won't get this before the off now, so keep all. Oh, we might. We just stick that there and see what happens in the next few minutes. I don't know if they're going off. Let's have a check. Live stream. Oh, it's a 10 seconds. It's an AW, isn't it? So we're waiting for them to be loaded. So they're not even loading at the moment. So we might have a chance to get traded before the off if the price comes down a bit. Again, you see we've had to put that right at the bottom of its trading window, and these two are swapping prices by the looks of it, so you don't know with these, one can win out after the other. You just have to wait and see. That 1,000 quid's been put there as well, so that needs to go before anything happens. So
3 in, 3 to go. Wise Eagle next.
Alright, they've rode in now, as you can hear, so I'm going to turn that off so you don't hear that because it interferes with the mic. So we're just going down. So we could trade out before the off if we didn't want to go in play, which is perfectly acceptable, but we got in played anyway, so before the in play anyway, so we can trade that. We're up, right, so it's in play now. Let's just see where the price goes. Okay, so started at 3.11. I'm going to pause the video and just watch the price if it comes down to what, 1.55 or something. Yeah, oh, we're close, we're close. We're so close. There we go. That dobbed as well. So, yep, there's another one. See you next race. So in this race, Stop Talking is our average run selection, which is here with 64. That's green. So let's see what that says in the race. How far we got? We got 10 minutes yet, so let's see if we can find Stop Talking. Ooh, one of those right at the end, so we're gonna have to wait, that's for sure. Put a bet in there, see if we get matched. We might not get matched there now. I get a feeling this might drop a bit actually as more and more money comes into the market. Let's just see. So we got matched, so we got 3 ticks down next few minutes. I'll come back just as the race goes off. Okay, so you can probably hear in the background something going on, so I'm not going to speak during this. I'm just going to literally play the video, and we'll see where it goes and whether we get matched or not. Yeah. So, all right. So this one's got matched. So let's see where we're going. Okay. Yep. So, as you can see from the video, that it did actually get me my free ticks in play. It was a bit worrying at first, but it actually did dob as well. So that was another good selection. So we maybe could do another one. Okay, I was really late to this one. It just actually got in there. So just put put the wrong stake in because I put that in. So let's do another one just to make it up free. So we're a little bit out. I would put that in as well. So we need 1, 2, 3. So we go there, and we keep all because this race is about to go off. Yeah, so we need to put that in and just see if we get matched here. Maybe we're just about to get matched. Yes, we did. We just got matched. So let's go over to the race. So 7.7. So what's that? 3.6. It's got to go down to. It's 5.9 now. 5.6. Of course, that's so close. 365. There you go. And that one dopped as well at 3.45. You really want it to do it a couple of times to be sure, but there you go. So that dopped as well, so another good one. I think I'm going to leave it there today. We've done enough, but hopefully you've seen that these AVG1 selections really do what we think they do. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.